Good morning, love bugs. It is daily vlog time. And y'all, let me just say, before I give my testimony, because yesterday I had a breakdown, a pretty big breakdown to the point that I had to call my therapist. But I wanna preach to you a little bit before I give you my testimony and tell you what happened. You can know all the things. You can do all the things: meditation, yoga, therapy. You can have a real understanding of the situation and still need to process it emotionally by way of crying, being angry, being hurt, feeling your feelings. I was a person once upon a time in life who tried to learn everything I could learn so I could keep myself from having to break down. So I can keep myself from having to have certain conversations. So I can keep myself from having to feel certain feelings. There's no way to run from it. I know a lot of shit. I do a lot of shit to keep myself balanced. And things like yesterday still happens. And so I wanted to say that because I know a lot of us, we seek this level of level-headedness where nothing phases me and I won't ever have to feel any feelings and I won't ever have to have any emotions. And I'm here to tell you, as a person who has worked really fucking hard to make it to that level, that it doesn't exist. And maybe it exists for somebody else. I haven't seen it. So in my opinion, it doesn't exist. In my opinion, you gotta feel your shit no matter how much you know. And so now I'm done babbling. Let me let y'all know what happened. So yesterday I woke up. I did my usual morning routine. I talked to y'all. I pulled my affirmation card for the day. After I got done with that, I had me a solo dance party. I thought that yesterday was going to be a great day. It was nothing going on. Nothing's going on. Before I did my vlog with y'all, I took a shower, of course, morning time. After I got out the shower, I noticed and realized in my head, but I didn't really say anything about it, that I didn't have a rack yet up in the shower. My partner put up him and the boys' racks, and my rack needed the wall to be clear of water for 24 hours because I have like a little like caddy tray, and he had to wait because when he put him and the boys' racks up, both me and him were about to get in the shower. Those racks were able to be there. Mine wasn't. My rack was getting put up yesterday. But at the time, there was no rack in the closet. In the shower for me to put my towel on. Now, let me also preface this story by saying that I was on my last day yesterday of my monthly cycle. Overshare, I know, but in my 30s, my cycle has become very emotional. My very first day and my very last day, I cry about anything and everything. That does not take away from the fact that this moment needed to happen, but I feel like it's important to note that for both myself and just for anybody who's following my journey. So after I did my whole morning routine, I went back into the bathroom and I saw my towels kind of just like where I left them, which was just not in a real place at all. And I went on a spiral. I went on a spiral of there's no room in my house for me anymore. And I'm contributing heavily to this house, emotionally, financially. I contribute to this house. And one of the things that I love about living on my own, one of the reasons that I left my mother's house, is because I like for every room in my house to feel like me in some way. Yesterday, I freaked out. I don't have a shower rack. I keep having to move my shit. All of my personal shit is on the back porch, even though I told myself this is a beautiful space for me. Like it's just that it's really cold outside. And so because I'm not able to access it, the little spoiled brat in me, which it lives in all of us, had a temper tantrum. Something that you guys do not know about me, but I want to make sure that I talk to you guys about, because I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person like me in this world, is when I used to, because I am speaking against it, in these days. When I used to get anxiety, I would self-harm. My form of self-harming is cutting my skin. I will do it to my arms or my legs. When I was a little girl, my mom found out and she used to give me like slight body checks. So I started to get very inventive. And then I just moved out of her house because I got tired of trying to find places on my body that could naturally have scars where I could put them in. And then when I moved out, I justified doing it because I pay the bills here. I could do whatever I want to do when I get stressed out. And then I moved into this house with my partner, and he saw me doing it after our miscarriage, and he made me promise to never ever do that. I kept my promise until my sister died, and then about 3 months after losing my sister, I self harmed again, and that was my last time self harming thus far in my life. Yesterday, I really wanted to cut. I crochet. My scissors are right here. I have my scissors in my hand, and I wanted to slice into my arm. I wanted to slice into my arm. I'm sorry. I should have gave a trigger warning. I put it in words on here, and I'll make sure that I put this at the beginning of my vlog, a trigger warning. Yesterday, I really had the urge to self-harm. I used my emergency line from my therapist because he and I only meet once a month, but he has an emergency line where you can call or like send an email if like the call doesn't go through, and he will find a way to get back to you within. He gets back really fast. He and I spoke, and basically he told me like two things. First thing he told me is you have been on autopilot, which I knew because I told y'all in one of my vlogs. I know I wasn't in my body. He said yesterday you just got back in your body and realized, oh shit, this is real. He said number two, now that you understand what's going on, and he and I worked through some stuff that I'm not going to vlog about because I want to be sensitive to time, but we worked through journaling, processing, breathing, all of those things. He said, number two, do not send what you felt today in a text message to your partner. When he comes home, you need to talk to him. I am not good. It's so funny because I talk all day to y'all. I am not good with having face-to-face conversations about my feelings. One of the reasons why I internalize and have convinced myself that it's better that I don't say anything to people about my feelings is because I don't feel comfortable talking to people about my feelings. Go figure, right? And I said, okay, understood. My partner got home and I let him know that truthfully, I had a moment yesterday where I recognized how dependent upon him I was. And I recognized that I was internally grieving having this space for just us. Because no matter what we did and fought in the world, we could come home and just be together. And now we share our home. And that's a lot for me. Me being upfront with him and telling him how I felt was so refreshing because he affirmed me in a way that was so beautiful. First of all, he just told me, do whatever you need to do for you. If it makes you happy to be here with me, I want you here with me. But if it does not make you happy to be here with me, leave. He also said, like, we can be in a relationship and not live together. Like, if you want to live in your own place so you can have your own space, and me and my son have our own space and you and I still are together, great. The one thing he did tell me is if we break up, we break up. I don't mind living in separate spaces with you. I don't mind, you taking some time away from the house. But if we're going to be together, we're going to be together. If we're not going to be together, we're not going to be together. And he always said, I don't do no second chances. So if we break up, we break up. Like I told him, I don't want to break up with you. That wasn't what I wanted. And I don't want to move out because then I'm just be cleaning my house and coming over here and cleaning y'all house. No. But I love what he said because the way that he messaged it made me realize that I was catastrophizing over something that I didn't have to. So him affirming me and letting me know that like I would always be loved no matter what. And he was like, I'm gonna be real with you, babe. This is my situation and I don't want to have to deal with it. So why would I tell you to deal with it and you don't have to? And so the way he affirmed me, it made me feel good, but it also made me want to stay even more and be here even more because people like that, you just don't walk away from. Like, this man is so beautiful inside and out. I can't walk away from him. I don't want to. Like I told him, I'm gonna freak out because this shit is different. Life for me, period, right now is different. But as long as you are there after I'm done freaking out, I want you to be there. And if me freaking out doesn't make you want to be here any less with me, then I think we're good. And he was like, well, then we good. And so I feel a lot better. But I wanted to share that moment for a multitude of reasons. The first reason I wanted to share the moment is because I feel like I have all the understanding, all the emotional intelligence in this situation, and I'm still having breakdowns because at the end of the day, life is still going to make you break down. When my crochet company starts getting bigger and getting more companies, getting more people, I'm going to break down. I'm going to lose it. When this take off and it's not just 4 or 5 of y'all up under here and there's hundreds and thousands of people commenting on how I feel and what I'm doing in my life, I'm going to freak out. When new things happen in life, we are going to freak out, but we don't have to run from them because we're freaking out. And I had to learn that yesterday. And I had to tell my partner that I'm not looking to run. But I did have to be honest. And I'm grateful that I was honest, because if I had held it in and internalized it and not said anything, I would have ruminated on things that were not true. When I spoke to him what I was feeling, he was able to speak against those things, and I could hear somebody's voice other than my own affirm the things that I knew that were true, that were positive, and then push away those things that were trying to come up that were negative and that were not true. Yesterday was a beautiful moment, but it was also a scary moment because I really got very close to breaking that promise, and I don't want to break that promise ever again. I don't ever want to harm myself in that way. And if you are a person who is also healing from the need to self-harm, I want you to know that you are not alone and that it gets hard, but we are not going to do that to ourselves anymore, ever again. And I love you guys, and I am not going to cry today, but I am really grateful for this space. I am really grateful for the person who loves me. I'm grateful for my partner. I am grateful for every lesson that I'm learning. I'm grateful for my growth. Me, even a year ago, would not have told him about the breakdown because me and my therapist got through it. My mother asked me how was I doing yesterday. I usually lie and be like, I'm great. I told her the truth about how I was feeling and what I went through. And because I was feeling better today, I would have got on this vlog and told a bunch of jokes and bullshit, y'all. But I was very honest and vulnerable today, more so than I probably ever have been in my life. And so I know that I'm growing. I know that I'm getting better. I know that I'm getting more honest with myself, and I'm stopping my lies, and I'm grateful for that. I don't want to be a liar because I'm not a liar, and I know that about myself, and I stand on that. And I thank y'all so much for being here on this journey. I thank y'all so much for watching my vlog. I keep saying that it's going to be on YouTube this weekend, but God willing, it really is going to happen this weekend because I have no plans. And I'm just going to grab my computer. I'm going to sit right here and get it done. But I love y'all. I thank y'all. And I will be back tomorrow.